So what is non-duality, and how can it help us when we're feeling depressed or anxious or overwhelmed? And how can it create less suffering in our lives if we live by it? Non-duality. It's about 3 years ago I was introduced to non-duality, and I read an article online and it confused the hell out of me. I'd already read several Zen books and all that, and I just did not get it. I have to be honest, it just didn't make sense to me at all. And then someone explained to me what duality is. So if I start there, and this made a little bit more sense, and then it's about having an experience. When you have an experience, you understand things more. It's all well and good someone telling you what a bungee jump is like. You've got to experience it to know what it's like. And I haven't, and I don't really want to. But I was just using that as an example. So what is duality? Duality is when you have two things. The dual, the two. And everything in life tends to be either put into good pigeonholes or bad pigeonholes. I like that, I dislike this. Do you like this car? Yeah, that's a nice car. Do you like that colour? What's your favourite colour? What's your favourite film? I like that, I dislike that. And everything, almost everything, we can put down to one of those two categories. And we can put them to like an earthquake is like a really bad, or just like a headache is a little bit bad. A migraine is more bad. So you get the point. You get different levels of these, either sides. So that's duality. And being humans, we like to label everything. A good thought, a bad thought. I'm enjoying this. I'm not enjoying this. And everything in life is one or the other. It's very rarely just in the middle. You know, if we look around the room now at each item in the room, and if we look at it really quickly, you can do this while on the video. Sit down, take a deep breath now, and look around the room, but don't pause on anything. Just look at it and move on. Look at it and move on. Do you notice you don't have any feeling? You don't have anything. Nothing gets triggered. But if you do it again now and you stop on something for about 3 seconds, move on about 3 seconds, look at something, and especially if you've got like a photo of family or something. And you notice after about a second or so, a feeling arises. You either like the item, you dislike the item. Where does it come from? Where did I buy it? What's it called? You know, all kinds of things, especially if it's a picture or anything. So almost everything in life as humans, we put into categories. We pigeonhole everything. And we do this almost from the day dot, you know, when we're born. You know, we cry because we don't like a situation. We want to get comfortable. We want to feel more safety, or we want to have our nappy changed, or we're hungry. So we cry because we don't like a situation, and that's one part of the duality. We're not accepting of it. We're not accepting the present uncomfortableness. We want to fix it. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with duality. So what's non-duality? Well, non-duality is observing it, but not labeling it one or the other. Now, an experience of non-duality is perhaps when you meditate and you go below all the noise and the thinking of life and the labeling and the wanting and the pushing and the longing and the, you know, all those attachments and everything like that. When you get to a point where you just, you know, when you just daydream and you're staring into space, but nothing's really happening. You're looking at something, but you're not really looking at the object you're looking at. You're completely spaced out. And then suddenly it's like, oh, if somebody talks to you, you don't hear them. Well, you kind of hear them, but you don't put nothing on their voice or what they say. You're totally aware of things, but you're not doing anything with them. It's like as if someone's putting stuff on your lap, but you're just allowing it to stack up and you're not bothered by it. Either way, Well, that's kind of like a non-duality experience. You're allowing thoughts and you're allowing life and the river and the flow of life, the energies, to come and go. And you're not labeling them either way. Very similar to mindfulness. But mindfulness is more of a conscious state. Mindfulness is, hey, I'm here and I'm aware of what's going on, but I'm not labeling, I'm just allowing things to be what they are. I'm aware. I'm aware in this present moment. Non-duality awareness is going deeper than that. And when you go deeper than that, you realize, perhaps in the deep part of meditation, where you go deeper in all your feelings and thoughts, you go deeper than, and suddenly the non-duality, you almost become part of everything else around you. The self fades away, because in the world of duality, there's I'm sat here and you're sat there. You're watching this video, I'm here recording this video. So the duality is the two of us. And that's the way we experience the world. That's fine. There's not really much other way you can experience the world. We can go deep into awareness. We can drop the self down to just awareness. Just awareness is basically, I'm here and I can observe myself. I can observe my thoughts. I can observe my feelings coming and going. But I'm not part of them. I'm just watching. Awareness. Aware of them. But you're still a separate self. You're still here. You're even, in a duality sense, you're separate from your thoughts. There's my thoughts. There I am. You're still present. So there's levels of non-duality. Or that's the way I see it. And please, if anybody is any more of authority, there's loads more people with authority on non-duality than me. But I remember when I broke my neck in 1991, I dived into the swimming pool. And right after my first thought of, damn, that hurt, I tried to swim to the surface, but my arms wouldn't move. So I was instantly paralysed. It's like, crap, can't move my arms. My arms are broke. Because I didn't know I broke my neck. I didn't know I was paralysed. It's just my arms were broke. So I tried to move them, nothing. So I was lying on the bottom of the pool. Started to float to the surface. And I went back down again. And then everything just started to fade away. The fears started to fade away. The coldness, the panic of not being able to breathe. Suddenly everything was not good, but not bad. Just, there was no longing to save myself, but there was no longing to go on and die either. There was no giving up. There was nothing to be. And then even that awareness faded a little bit, and I become part of everything else. Now, I don't mind talking about this now. For nearly 30 years, I wouldn't talk about it because I thought I was cuckoo. And I thought if I explain this to people, people would go, yeah, I really don't get this. That's fine. Neither did I. And I think it's one of those things you have to experience to even start to understand it. And I don't understand it. I've read books about this kind of thing, where the self fades away. There's a part in the brain that separates the self from the world. There's a bit that creates this duality. Because how do you know where your skin ends and the chair begins? You know it through an evolved part of the brain, which is brilliant for hunting and brilliant for creating that illusion of a separate self. Einstein said life is a persistent illusion, and a pretty good one at that. And it is an illusion. This duality is an illusion. Right now the universe is crashing two galaxies into each other without so much as a thought for what's happening and what billions of species that may be dying. The earth has an earthquake and doesn't go, oops, I hurt those humans that are like, I was going to say the parasite on top of the earth. Maybe we are. With what we're doing to the earth, I would certainly say we are. So the non-duality is going beyond all those things, going deeper than those things, and realizing that we are just atoms. We are just part of the universe. But in the duality sense, we're a separate self. We're human. I'm here, you're there. But I said to you, how does this help? Well, it helps by when we sit down and we stop labeling things good and bad. Really, it's mindfulness. But non-duality, recognizing the non-duality in the universe and in ourselves, can help us to go slightly deeper than mindfulness. And if you sit and take a breath, and just don't label that breath as good or a bad breath, it's just a breath. The oxygen is just oxygen. The air, me being alive, is not good nor bad, it just is. The feelings that are coming up, not good nor bad, they just are. And instead of letting things go, because you can't let things go. You ever tried letting something go? You know, I have a purple tiger in the front room, sat on my sofa at the moment. Now I want you to stop thinking about that. I want you to let that go. You can't. You're now thinking of a purple tiger in my front room. Or pink. Purple, pink. I don't know. It's striped. Now you're one striped, isn't it? But once something comes into our mind, we tend to give it weight. In the non-duality sense, we don't give it any weight. We just allow it to be just a thought. Neither good nor bad. And then when we approach life in this way, that things are not neither good nor bad. They don't have to be one or the other. They're just what they are. Then we can learn to respond to life a little more. And when we respond to life, we stop making things worse. We stop creating more problems. And the way we cultivate this non-duality living, and I'm not suggesting we should live in a non-duality way. The way we cultivate it is by spending a few moments, a couple of times a day, and then increasing it, and spending more and more time just accepting life the way it is in this moment. Not saying perfect, it's not perfect. I recorded a podcast about that. I'll put a link to my podcast below. The world is not perfect. Don't say it's perfect. It's not. You know, children are dying. There's people without fresh water. You know, look at the political system. It's unfair. The 1% have most of the wealth. That's not fair. You know, not blaming anybody. I'm not saying there's any particular reason. I'm just saying that's not perfect for everybody. Don't think it ever will be. I don't think perfect exists. But if we accept life for what it is, in a non-duality sense, then we can respond. And we can still enjoy life from a duality sense of, you know, if I go and pick ice cream, I don't just go, Henny, I live in a non-duality world. No, I pick mint chocolate chip because I like that. That's a duality. Something I like. And I'm still going to do that. But when we realize that it's not real, the duality is not real, then we put less weight on it, and then we have less suffering. It's okay. It's not a good thought nor a bad thought. It's just a thought. I can allow that one to be. Let me know in the comments if this makes sense to you. Have you come across the concept of non-duality? Do you think mindfulness will really help you as a practice? Head over to my website, stillnessinthestorms.com. I'm Stephen Webb, and you can download my meditations, access to a book, How to Find Your Inner Peace. So take care. Don't forget to subscribe so you do not miss any more of my future videos. Have a great week. Bye.